Alright, before we get started into this video, first I want to say this was originally recorded back at the end of February when DAIMA officially ended. And to be honest, after excuse me. Gracias. I wasn't going to upload this. I felt like that as soon as we did upload this, we were going to get hate and just be called haters to be different. But to be honest, recently I've seen a whole bunch of DAIMA hate and I'm like, damn. So now I'm editing this video to get our opinions out and hopefully open minds are like, oh yeah, that's right. But yeah, first it'll be Antonio's section and then it'll be my section. Enjoy.
Alright, with Dragon Ball ending, I wanted to talk about what the show did right and what it did wrong. Dragon Ball DAIMA is the latest project by legendary Akira Toriyama, and there was a lot on the line as a fan, as we wanted to see what Akira was going to deliver to us after his unfortunate passing. DAIMA takes place a little after the end of the Majin Buu saga and before the start of Super or Battle of Gods movie. In short, the series stars Vegeta and Goku and the gang as they have to enter the demon realm to stop Goma, the new demon king. The main part of the show is that Goma wished all of the Z fighters to become mini or kid versions of themselves, making them significantly weaker and losing their adult states. The demon realm has been a mystery for fans, and most fans probably didn't even know what it was or if it was ever mentioned in the series. What I will give DAIMA is that they do a good job on expanding what the demon realm is and its place in the universe and multiverse of the Dragon Ball franchise. A very obvious criticism of the show is why even make them babies? Most people are tired of seeing their favorite cartoon characters or animes get series of them turned into kids or babies, and it's sort of an insult to the fans, who for the most part are well above their adolescence and are now grown-ups. What I will defend them is them making them mini versions of themselves for the most part never really took away from the story and the show as a whole, and Goku and many others still hold their personalities and aren't really dumbed down to the point where they're like babyfied, like let's say what they did in SpongeBob or Looney Tunes or other baby like shows. Many of the shows will just go down the route, make them stupid and cater to the kid audience, but this show really doesn't do that, which is great. The series has a very similar structure to the OG Dragon Ball or the start of GT, where the gang has to find Dragon Balls to grant a wish, in this case to be adults again. While DAIMA does a good job with the adventure part of the series, this is where the major criticisms of the show begin. DAIMA starts out well with world building and excites you on the journey Goku and the gang will be going on. But this journey gets stale or boring and lingers on with the same conflict tropes in every episode. What I mean by this is very similar to other popular anime shows like Pokemon. The series, for some reason, gets stuck on the same conflict for many episodes. In Pokemon, it was Team Rocket. They capture Pikachu, get blasted off again, and in DAIMA, the gang gets a spaceship. The spaceship crashes, or they get attacked by demon cops in the demon realm, get stuck in an area for the episode, and find a new ship by the end of the episode, and the journey continues. This repeated sequence works in a series like Pokemon that has hundreds of episodes that went on for years, but DAIMA is a miniseries with 20 episodes, wasting a good chunk of the episodes on wasteful conflicts for the sake of needing conflict takes away from what could have happened in a series and really just waste the viewer's time for most part. Like for example, there's an episode where they expand on the hierarchy of the demons and how many demons are mistreated on the third or lower realm of the demon realm, with the third world demons all having collars on their necks that shock them if they try to escape or revolt against the other demons. This show could have done more on expanding on how demons in the lower world hate the upper class demons or vice versa, and it may have been too dark for Dragon Ball anime, but this is just one example of what could have been done to expand more of the demon realm and just not have episodes that were like useless or just dragged on for the sake of dragging on because you need to fill up an episode airtime. Basically, this is a short series. A lot of the episodes are wasted on fluff, which is just simply bad and boring at times. Some episodes can be outright skipped and you'd be fine without watching the episodes. And this show has a lot of filler in a miniseries, which is something that's not good and something you do not want in a series that's only 20 episodes. Another criticism I have is the many retcons and changes of the canon. This is a norm now in Akira Toriyama's work and is a bit of a meme in the Dragon Ball community, But it does get annoying when a series establishes their own continuity and they just begin to change stuff for the sake of changing stuff, or because they forgot that they had lore in the past and now change the new lore in, and it just becomes a jumbled mess and not really good as a watcher or viewer of the series. Like the demons having their own version of what would be Zeno then challenges the continuity and the lore in Dragon Ball Super with the gods and the angels and the established hierarchy in the multiverse that we know. There are also big spoilers with new forms being added to the show, which, although being cool, are still huge retcons, and I doubt will be explained in a way that makes sense. This is simply bad because people want an established canon to make it feel like the series they're watching and they're growing with is also retaining lore and continuity of what they watched before. If they're just gonna retcon a lot of things, it muddies the waters of previous series, and for a lot of viewers, it kind of feels like you're wasting your time if you're watching the previous series and a lot of the lore is just gonna be changed outright. Now I know I sound very pessimistic with the show, but do not doubt that when the series hits, it hits big. The animation, the whole way through, is good. When the fights start, it's actually movie levels of quality. The two big moments with Vegeta finally getting an animated Super Saiyan 3 in both mini and adult form are awesome and simply amazing for a Vegeta fan who's long awaited for Super Saiyan 3 to be animated in the Dragon Ball franchise. The massive moment with Goku also going Super Saiyan 4 is the best transformation animation in the entire series. Better than UI, and while I still prefer the GT design over the new design, it's still great to see new forms that are still super hype and amazing and simply just cool to see. The problem that people may have with these forms is how I don't know where they are, and to be honest, are fully assholes. But I get it. If you are a Dragon Ball fan, you must understand that this is where the series has gone, and the series has pretty much become new form. Let's sell new toys, let's sell new merch, and the cycle repeats. We've seen this in Dragon Ball Broly, we've seen this in Dragon Ball Superhero, we've seen this in the Mora arc, we've seen this in the Granola arc, and we're seeing this now in this new miniseries with Dragon Ball Daima. The biggest praise I have for the show is just how perfect of an episode 19 was. It has Akira's classic humor, multiple forms, perfect animation, huge attacks, and amazing homages like Glorio finally joining the Z Fighters and not betraying them, or Goku being ready to fight Goma, and the episode ends with him going Super Saiyan 4 and smiling. It is overall one of the best episodes in the entire franchise, and it's simply what keeps Dragon Ball fans entertained. If episode 19 wasn't in the series, I sadly would have a lot more to criticize, but that one episode simply made the whole entire show worth it. And even if you're not gonna watch the show, I highly encourage you to just take a watch at the episode. The episode is by far one of the best episodes I've seen in all of Dragon Ball, and it's close to a near perfect. By the way, Joe's Flan, this is why I don't like recording in the mornings, and I don't really have time in the night, because it's literally non-stop planes for like 2 hours. Lastly, I want to talk about how hit or miss the new characters are. The main antagonist overall is lame. He was funny, but once he gets this new super powerful upgrade, he loses all the aura he had and what made him funny, and his design becomes super ugly and super boring. It's basically just a Temu version of Jiren. Glorio is a nice introduction, but I'm gonna be honest, he's boring and at times he's okay. He will be forgotten as a character in a few months or years, and he's just not that exciting. He kind of has this whole, can we trust him, can we not? But at the end of the day, you know this is like a shonen, so there's gonna be no real deep meaning to his backstabbing or what you think is gonna be backstabbing, and it never really goes anywhere, and it feels like we're just wasting our time with the character. Overall, Gloria is just a fine character, but to be one of the headlining characters of the show, I feel like they could have done so much better with him. Lastly, the two Majin Boos and Arinzu are actually enjoyable to watch, and their banter and comedic scenes are sometimes the best parts of an episode, and sometimes I would rather watch them for 20 minutes than watch Goku fighting these random ass demon cops for 10 minutes that I don't care about, and I know he could just one shot, but because we need a conflict in the episode, he's just fighting random cops and struggling. This happens a lot throughout the series, and like I said before, there's just a lot of fluff. Overall, DAIMA was an enjoyable series with many issues, but by the end, it's some of the best quality Dragon Ball episodes a Dragon Ball series has had. And if I only watched the last few episodes without any of the middle or beginning, I would still be happy and thankful for this new series. I'm thankful for still being able to watch a new Dragon Ball series after the unfortunate passing of Akira Toriyama, and I'm hopeful for more to come. I need Dragon Ball Super to be animated right now, and these motherfuckers at Toei and Shueisha and the Capsule Corp Company better stop fucking fighting, because I need my moral arc. I'm tired of not getting moral. Peace out, guys. Thanks for watching the video. Thanks for watching the channel. And have a good day.
All right, so as I said before, this was recorded immediately after DAIMA ended. We had like a day or two to write the script, think about it, and then record. So we were all still under the precognition that DAIMA was canon, connected to Super. But in an interview, they said that it's not. It's its own separate story, like let's say GT. So I'm not so sure. Basically, whatever Antonio said about it being canon and throwing away the whatever, it doesn't hold any weight anymore. But other than that, whatever negative opinions he has on the show, I have the exact same ones. And I find it quite disappointing because everyone's praising how they had like years of production, pre-production. No one's gonna say the animation is horrible, because it's not. Every single episode was freaking amazing, but there was like at least 5 episodes of where the gang lose their ship, got another one, fight bandits. Oh my god, to be honest, that was quite boring and disappointing. When after an amazing fight, we would have to wait a whole week, and then it's just the gang losing their ship again, or like it explodes, it's too heavy. It's some bullshit. And even if it was or wasn't canon, I'm pretty annoyed by the fans who just accept it, where it's like, oh, Toriyama, he was like the forgetful goat, there's nothing new. Yeah, we just got to stop defending that type of behavior, because I was like, what the hell is happening with like other universes being confirmed, even though it's set before Super, and then the characters know about it, but then in Super they were like, wait, what the hell? Now we know it's not canon. But yeah, Super Saiyan 4, I feel like, I'm gonna be honest, when Mini Goku used it, it was quite dog shit. And I'm not hating, because I'm gonna be honest, adult Super Saiyan 4 Goku's transformation, I think it's the best in the whole series, and I'm a freaking, my favorite is for sure UI Sign, because that shit is sexy. But yeah, I don't know. Whatever Antonio said, I have to say the same thing. It's not canon, but still, all the rewrites and the retcons, quite disappointing. Those years of production and bullshit. And I remember we were waiting years for this, all these leaks, because of freaking Super Chronicles and his bum ass, this motherfucker, like, oh my god. But yeah, I remember when it was first set up as a web series, Goku and Supreme Kai, they go on an adventures. People, they were skeptical. We saw the trailer, we were amazed. But yeah, it's quite disappointing how damn near, I'm gonna be honest, pretty much all of the episodes that aren't fights, they're boo-boo. It's not a grand adventure. It's sort of disappointing. Super Saiyan 3, Vegeta was amazing. Basically all the fights that ass can't complain about, because there's nothing to complain about them. Do and Ku, I'll be honest, I think they're the best characters in the series. Arinsu, it's pretty cool seeing her dynamic with Do and Ku. Glorio, him being like a little spy for Arinsu, and then turns out it meant nothing, I guess. I don't know. It was yeah, for me, DAIMA's like a 6 out of 10. If we're really pushing it, I guess a 7. But yeah, it's quite unfortunate that for the 40th anniversary, and sadly Akira Toriyama's last project, this is what we got in terms of story. And I'm not saying I expect a lot of good story from Dragon Ball, except for a little bit of Moro and Granola. But yeah, if you agree, comment. If you don't agree, comment. This shit sounds cringe, but like, subscribe. A lot of people do it when they tell you to do it. But yeah, peace out.